one man struggle above another. A new 24 hours, time to work on all my trouble. I'm tired of hustling, trying to make my money double. Need changes in my life, gotta get up out that bubble. I gotta get it right now. Quit you waiting, I'm being patient. The clock is racing, I can't have no time wasted. It's a whole lot of time in the day. We can put it to use or let it waste away. Rise inside, it's time to grind out. Gotta get mine, said the concept. The time is all up in our mind. Sometimes it's slow, other times it be flying. I see 24 years with my
this plane is crashing.
Welcome to a new episode of 2K TV.
Yes, welcome. And before we announce the Shoe Creator Challenge finalists, how about some free VC?
Let's jump right into a 2K TV Interactive, this week sponsored by TikTok.
It's playoff time, so we've got some NBA playoff trivia, and we're going way back. Now, the Boston Celtics won 8 consecutive NBA championships until the 1966-67 season. Which team knocked them off their streak?
Was it the Chicago Bulls, the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, or the San Francisco Warriors?
San Francisco Warriors. That sounds weird.
To have my shoe in the game would be a privilege. It'd be an honor. It'd be probably the coolest thing I've done.
I've been playing, NBA 2K since probably the first one, for more than a decade now. So to be with the game for that long and, to see something I created in it would be really, really cool.
I try to be very creative with anything I do with 2K. When it comes to shoes or uniforms, it really makes sure my players stand out. It's full customization at this point.
When it comes to shoes, I love them. So I'm a shoeaholic.
When I created the shoe, I really took other people's and the community's, opinions and what they would like into consideration. So yeah, I thought of you guys. So it'd be dope if you could think of me and, vote for the shoe.
It would mean a lot to have my shoe in the game, because that lets me know that, my creative ability is getting seen by so many people. And I hope I can win it.
If I don't win, I just hope the person that does win, that they enjoy it, live in a moment. Because, it's an honor to, be a part of something this big. And shout out to my mom. She just beat cancer. She got a chance to ring the bell today. So big shout out to you, Mom. You did it. Let's keep moving forward.
Now get ready to vote. We have the 2K21 Shoe Creator Challenge finalists.
There have been so many impressive submissions. I cannot wait to see which one gets selected and gets their shoe inside 2K.
Such a tough decision, so we left it up to a true expert, concepts creative director and designer, Dion Point.
I'll be looking for a color for sure, how they mesh together. I'll be looking at what the story is that brought you those colors. So I think those two can kind of be separated. And then lastly, just something that catches me off guard. When I see it, I'll know it. And I think, the majority of people at home will too.
It's just crazy because if there's anybody in the shoe game that knows shoes, he's one of the top.
I hope that he picks my shoe. that would be an awesome honor and a privilege in my eyes.
Remember, all of these finalists will receive 100,000 VC, so even if they don't make it to the final round, they're not going home empty-handed.
And those that do win the category will win 250,000 VC and also get into the final vote where their shoe could end up in NBA 2K21.
All right, are you ready? Here we go. For the first category for Best Throwbacks, these are your finalists.
Stretch LF, The Big Apple, Jaquel, and Guala 618.
Next up, Best 2K Shoe.
For this one, you had to do your best magic using the illustrious 2K brand shoe. And the finalists are
Gramps X, DHG RIP Kobe, Tom Den 1229, and Jamal 21-21-4.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. They're down a body tonight, but it shouldn't have too much of an impact on their rotation.
Missing a valued contributor, that can be a challenge. We'll see how they answer the bell.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The forwards for them, Hunter and Collins. Bogdanovich out there with Young. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Spurs, the guard pair, it'll be Murray and White. Johnson is out there with DeRozan. And it's Poeltl in at the 5. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did.
And the amount of pressure that Trae Young puts on a defense is staggering. He's either carving you up with his passing or hitting you with that jump shot.
G.A. Trae Young is the type of player that can lead this league in scoring and in assists. And also possibly could do it in the same season. For a youngster, he sees a lot of double teams. It's impressive how he handles it.
Collins, good.
Keeping that play alive. Anytime a shot goes up, Collins is going to compete for it.
Outside, White. Pass to Murray. Poeltl sets the pick for Murray. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
A minute 50 left here in the first quarter. Here's Johnson. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Good on the shot.
With that tight handle, Trae Young can get anywhere on the court he wants to go.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Greg Popovich.
Thanks, Kevin. He thinks the big issue for them is to make things difficult inside. He understands that their opponent has a physical presence, but he wants his guys to match that physicality or surpass it. Obviously a tough order to fill, but they have to do it.
Thank you, David. Now, here is Young after the miss from Derek White. Young dishes to Capella. Passes it to Bogdanovich. 5 on the clock. Here's Young. Capella trying to free himself up. Young, good. Young's got his second bucket tonight.
Certain guys, points just come their way, but Trae is also about effort.
Pass to Murray. Poeltl with a screen on Young.
And Smitty, with DeJounte Murray, he's got great length at that guard position, and it can make him a menace defensively.
Yes, it does. DeJounte Murray is 6'4", but has a 6'10" wingspan. Still very young and learning about defense, but his instincts off the chart. He could end up being one of the premier defenders in the league by the end of his deal.
The first one falls.
Well, we know Murray lives with the ball in his hands. That's what makes his improvement at the line so crucial.
And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Gallinari, he's checked in for Collins. Tony Snell comes in for Hunter. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Bogdan Bogdanovic. Lou Williams is subbed in for Young. He hits both from the stripe. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside Williams. Now the pass to Gallinari.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
Murray outside. Seconds left, and it's good on the way up. Murray's got 6 points.
Finding a soft spot in the belly of that defense. Murray taking full advantage.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They're up by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue. And quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting. You know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did, too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us, went back out on the floor. Doc nudges means that he'll be great in TV someday. So we saw it then.
He's a good mind. The man knows what he's talking about.
We've got Rudy Gay, and it's Walker in at shooting guard. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. The Hawks trailing.
And out of New Mexico, Tony Snell has made himself into a capable long-range marksman.
Yes, he's a guy who plays within himself, GA, stays in his lane, and knocks down perimeter shots.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Clint Capella is a 7-footer in track shoes. He said, I always try to have that pace. Whenever I sprint, I have an impact on the offense. I try to focus on that and keep my energy up. Guys, guards love big men who run the floor as hard as Capella. Back to you.
He is indeed, David, very athletic. Thanks. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And Kevin Huerter, a young player and a big part of this team's future. He keeps trying to add to his game.
And the area I love that he's improved, I think the most and needs to, is his ball handling. Doesn't have to only look for shots outside. He can attack the rim. He's also is more willing to take the lead in transition and create for others.
Both teams will make substitutions. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Mills. The shot, no good. Good defensive work there by Young. Down low, and finished off by Collins.
Gallinari, very unselfish, draws a lot of defensive attention, which often leads to open teammates.
DeRozan surveying the D. And Bogdanovich picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Spurs making a switch here. Murray's checked in. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Hawks. Now White. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Looking to end the run. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Staying patient. Letting the play develop. Derek White understands his role in this offense.
Young against Murray. From 12 feet out. Young, no good. Spurs trail by 3. Inside, Johnson, and Johnson with the stop.
Defensive breakdown. Murray attracts attention as a scorer, which opens up everything else.
Young passes to Capella. Outside, Bogdanovich. Young outside, shot clock at 6. And there's the drive. Count it, good. Young's got 6.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Murray left side. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Hawks lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. What a showing tonight. A sold-out building is where the action is happening. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. Just in terms of the second quarter, they were the better team, but there wasn't a big difference between them. Kenny, let's start with you. What do you think about the Hawks?
Well, it's never easy to go on the road in the NBA, no matter what the matchup is. But I think they like playing the role of the villain. Their effort has been fantastic, and they've done all that they can do to keep this crowd quiet.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, their D wasn't a disaster, but they can improve on it. They lacked energy out there, and they've given up a lot of good shots. They got to defend with more passion in the second half.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been quite a game for DeJounte Murray.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for Atlanta. Inside, it's Collins and Capella. Young is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Hunter in at the small forward.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 1. Pirtle with a screen on Young. Here's Murray.
Oh, no, he didn't. A tough cover because Murray thrives in the pick and roll. He can beat you with the shot or the pass.
Here's Young. 6 points for him. Bogdanovich inside. White covering. Bogdanovich, no luck. Bogdanovich against White. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Gallinari comes in for DeAndre Hunter, and Kevin Huerter subbed in for Bogdanovich. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
He was barely recruited out of high school. Derek White's story is inspiring. He's someone that never gave up on his dream.
Now, here is Young. Gallinari dishes to Capella. Back to Gallinari. Latre. Rebound, San Antonio.
In one area, I don't think DeRozan gets enough credit. Shot creation. If this guy wants to get a decent look, he is more often than not going to get it.
Greg, the reason why he has a great combination of speed and strength. DeMar DeRozan is comfortable pulling up on a drive or going all the way to the rack. You don't put up the numbers DeRozan has in his career without being elite at shot creation. That's a great job drawing the foul, getting to the line. Murray's crafty, especially for his age.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Finished the season last year around 80% from the stripe.
Free throw good, Murray. And some changes here for the Spurs. Eubanks is checked in, and Rudy Gay is subbed in for Johnson. Atlanta also making some changes here. Tony Snell's checked in for John Collins, and it's Williams in for Trae Young. And so Murray nails both of them. The Hawks have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Williams looking around. We've got 1:08 left in the third.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove.
And DeRozan kicks to Walker. No good on the three. Atlanta's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
Here's DeRozan. San Antonio again missing. The Hawks trailing. Pass to Huerter. Hawks passing it around. Outside Williams. Back to Capella. Kicks it to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Three-quarters of play in a close game here. It's San Antonio leading by just 2. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Out on the perimeter, you'll see White and DeRozan. Johnson is out there with Pirtle, and it's Mills in at the point. That's the San Antonio foul. DeRozan gets the bucket.
And you could tell DeMar DeRozan wanted that one. Big-time shot maker. Give him the rock.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
On its way from Young for two. Offensive rebound. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Capella.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds.
Now here's White. Off target from outside. Young against DeRozan. Young drives in.
His moves get Trey inside. He's able to take the shot despite the aggressive D.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Spurs.
One thing that stood out all game is the consistent penetration they've gotten.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up.
Some players drift in and out of the action. Trey, he's always right in the middle of things.
That one drops. He ties it up.
Tight ball game. Who do you want at the charity stripe? This guy.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Outside, White. He kicks to Johnson. And here's Mills. White, wide open. He fires. Buries it from three-point range. And the Spurs lead by 3.
Quick and decisive on the catch and shoot. I like White's approach there.
Here's Young. That one, no good. And the Spurs going the other way now. DeRozan in the corner. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
Here's Young driving inside. Banked in off the glass. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
The ability of Trae Young to take it up inside makes him difficult to pressure out on the perimeter.
Moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, DeJounte Murray.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. He this game's still up for grabs, he told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. See how it plays out, Kevin.
Now, here's Hunter, following the miss by DeRozan. Hunter. Offensive rebound. Bogdanovich looking around. Lob pass to Capella. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And this is the chemistry Capella has with his guys. Exceptional at feeling when to go for alley-oop.
DeRozan, 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Got it!
Big time basket at a big time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.